Well, maybe we'll just refuse to go on stage. Woof.
You don't talk to me like that, you little piece of shit. Get the up, get the up. Now, do we have a problem?
No, sir. No, Mr. Mouse. No, Mr. Mouse.
Oh, that's good, because I thought we had a problem for a minute there,
Making pancakes. Making pancakes.
But you know, full body.
Making pancakes. Making pancakes.
What's up, everyone? This is Arnaldo, aka Mad Dog, and this is the real episode 175 of GG's The Mouthful Podcast.
GG.
G to the G, gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
It is Friday. It is before a major hurricane that's coming to Florida, and I am surrounded by the awesome voices of my co-hosts. First, to my very left is Mr. David Santos, a.k.a. Dream Twister. What is up, sir?
Bringing a path of destruction wherever I go. Wherever I step, I fuck things up. No. What is up, guys?
That other voice, of course, from the other side of Florida, also in the path of Dorian, is Mr. Gilberto, a.k.a. Chaos Reaper. What is up, sir?
The one and only here again. I will be receiving Dorian first and then sending it properly into your way.
Sir, I would appreciate if you give it a good ass kicking first before you send it our way.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. I'll do my best. Yeah, I got you.
I believe
I'm just gonna lob a couple of nukes at it.
I'm not sure that's gonna help the rest of us, but hey, man, do you?
You know what's funny? I heard that was a theory. You know, people say, oh, you know, destroying hurricanes. Probably if you nuke them.
It sounds like a horrible idea.
Well, I know. But someone actually was studying that. I mean, not literally throwing them. They're just studying the possibility of, hey, how can we prevent these things? And of course, they explore every option. So nuclear was a thing. So when you mention it, I thought like, oh, he probably saw the same thing, or he just have a mad scientist mind.
No, it's just something I heard throughout this week.
Let's just hope the government is smart enough not to, I don't know, test this one out.
You know what I learned recently? That the whole point of science is to prove everything wrong.
Wrong. Yep. That's exactly what science is.
That's right.
To constantly prove the existing the existing theory, I guess, wrong. Yeah.
It's like that song. They blinded you with science. Right?
I'm not familiar with that song.
They blinded me with science. Really? From the 80s?
Nope.
Jesus Christ! You don't know the blinded me? It's so.
Who sings it?
Okay, I'm gonna have to find out now. Who sings it?
No one we know. I have.
Man, am I dating myself? Am I dating myself?
It was a one-hit wonder, sir. Which the 80s had many of those.
Me with science. Let's see. That was a song by Thomas Dolby. Dolby.
Sure. Sure. Whoever that is.
You guys have heard this song, I swear to you. Like, we're going to go on break. You know,
we'll listen to the song.
We'll listen to it, and they're going to be like, oh, yeah, I've heard this song. It's just a one-hit wonder and nobody.
Sure.
I don't know. There's a lot of weird songs but somehow.
Yeah. How about the da-da-da? How about the da-da-da? Da-da-da, ding, 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 ding. Da, da, da. That was the whole song.
I think that one I do recall. I think I recall.
Yeah.
You may be saying it differently or off a little bit, but yeah.
It's called the da da da. I'm looking at it right now, and it was done on a Casio, one of those Casio keyboards.
Oh my God.
You'll play the demo, and they will go. That was the thing.
I love the sound effects, right?
Oh.
And that's all that YouTube will let me play, so we don't want to get banned. That was a sound effect. I don't know if it came through or not, but
I didn't hear anything, but okay.
Okay, good. Because we don't want to get expired.
Copyrighted. Yep.
Copyrighted here.
If this is your first time listening to the show, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. First, go to Facebook and find Good Game bracketed GG because goodgame.tech for some reason is not working.
Are you serious?
So, just
technical difficulties on that one.
technical difficulties with goodgame.tech. However, if you can find us in there's Good Game bracketed GG. And it's the only one that looks that way, for the record. Also, if you're on YouTube or anywhere you listen to this podcast, please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. What we normally do, guys, is first we go into what we've been up to, move on into some various news items, and then finish with our hot topic of the week. This week's hot topic. Disney's master plan.
Master plan.
Yes.
What are they up to? Those guys.
Master plan of taking over the world.
Exactly, my friend. This is
here-
what we are here to shine the light on them and say, nope, you're not. This is not going to become Blade Runner, and we're not going to be suddenly under a corporation like Disney. No, they seriously, they are making moves to really shake up, especially in the TV subscription service, but among other things. So we'll go into a little bit later, and also I'll bring up some of that information I mentioned before regarding a whistleblower out there who said that Disney is inflating their numbers, which is possible. We don't
Sounds
know.
plausible. Yeah.
It's Disney. It's a corporation, right? Corporations are bad. I can see that.
I can see that they're making moves. They're obviously bringing a lot of content on it. So they're probably also making some investors a little scared, and in that case, they go like, no, but look how well we've been doing. You know,
I can see
trust
that
us. Just trust us.
I can see that too.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start the show with what we've been up to, and this week I'm going to throw it over to the gentleman behind me, Mr. David Santos.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's get this shit out of the way because it's the same old. Witcher 3. Back to you.
All right, and fine. Now over to.
Oh wait,
You got something else to add?
I do remember.
I was hoping like you're gonna tell us at least what the hell you've been doing in Witcher 3, right? Like what the hell, man?
No, honestly, because this past few days I haven't played a lot of it because I've been playing a lot with my new phone. I got a new phone. I converted, ladies and gentlemen, members of the what would they be members of the group?
Yes.
For years, I have actually defended and lauded the creativity, the boldness, the courage of Apple products, and I've defended them. I have always liked their phones. Well, sirs, I'm here to say that era has passed. My eyes have been opened, and I am no more an iPhone owner.
Wow.
I have been green bubbled
Converted.
from the Apple ecosystem once and for all. This time is final. This time for real, because I know I have wanted to leave the cult of Apple. And I'm sorry. Obviously, I'm making light of it. No offense to the Apple owners and the people that like Apple. I'm just speaking for myself.
Excuse me real quick. What exactly made you switch? What was the straw that broke the camel's back?
Well, glad that you asked, because you would think it was like, oh, he probably saw new phones from Samsung and oh, how pretty, let me go with that. No, and it was none of that. I already know Samsung make good phones. I've owned Samsung phones before, believe it or not. My first phone was a Samsung, my first smartphone, I should say. No, what pissed me off to no end was the announcement a few months ago that they released a $5,000 monitor, like a computer monitor, for creators. This is not anything like gaming related or anything like that. It was for creators, and arguably it is a beastly of a monitor. I think it's like 5K or 8K or I don't know. It's something crazy, $5,000, but it does not typical Apple way. It does not come with something that is like required. You gotta buy a separate, which is the actual monitor stand.
Yeah, but okay, let me stop you there because from what I've read, it's because it's compatible with the previous stands or something along those lines. You don't.
That is some bullshit excuse.
Really?
That is some bull. No, I'm not saying you're wrong.
Oh.
I'm saying that the excuse itself is bullshit. That of course is what they will say to try to justify the robbery that they're doing. Because if that was the case, then how can you justify selling the monitor stand for $1,000 for the price of a high-end ultra wide monitor, with a high refresh rate, probably with G-Sync and everything, top of the line? You can get an Apple monitor stand, not even the monitor.
Now, I just want to clarify. I'm not defending them or anything.
No.
For it is a very niche market that they're selling this to.
Yeah, this is targeted for creators, so like that. But even so, it just reeks of the fact that they just don't care about the customers.
Corporate greed left and right.
They have been so indoctrinated that they will accept. I'm not saying a lot of people do. Obviously, some people, most people actually, they know their own, they own and like Apple products are like, oh, what the hell, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, everybody was up in arms about it.
Yeah. But just seeing people defending this move as if it was like, that's totally common, totally normal, totally okay. No. I was like, nope. That was the last straw, basically. That was, and notice, it's not that it affects me in any way, because it's not like I was looking to buy that monitor or anything like that. Right. It was just the principle of it. The principle of it. It's like if that is how Apple sees their customers, then I don't want to be one of the customers anymore. And again, no offense to people that are that are. I still think that the ecosystem of Apple is more elegant and yada yada. But you know what? I'll manage. I'll get used to Android. So far, I got a Galaxy Note 10 Plus.
Ooh, and how do you like it?
I love it.
I have the 9.
It's great, dude. It's great. My first phone was the Galaxy Note 3. So it feels like a homecoming almost. So I've been like just like playing with that and learning how to use it, going on the in and outs of Android. And so I haven't been playing a lot of The Witcher, but I still love it, and I still intend to go into it. Even though today I received a care package from Amazon, I have in my hands a copy, and I'm very excited about this. Astral Chain.
I didn't even see it, and I could have called it. I was like, let me guess, it's a platinum game.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not only a platinum game. When they hit the good side, because they can hit the good side or the bad side. What platinum at is platinumest. Is the good side. It's been called one of the best Nintendo Switch games. One of the best Nintendo games for the Switch available right now. And that game came out like the other day. The reviews have been stellars on it. And on top of that, it's like a long game. It's like a meaty game. So it makes me think, oh my God, like Nier Automata was long.
Actually, there was direct comparisons to some of the. I checked up on the game because I was mildly curious about it, and I was like, all right, well, let me take a look about it. And the comparisons, they pull up a lot of the customizations that you had in
Nier.
Nier Automata is there as well. I even looked at the menus as they were doing that kind of looks like the menu from
the chip system.
The chip system. Thank you. I just got to remember what it was. So yeah, that's right up your alley, bro.
I have no idea what the game is.
Oh, you should check it out.
No. Astral Chain.
Astro
Oh
Chain.
yeah, check out.
Dude,
Check it out.
if at this point I say that I don't know what Nier Automata is, even though I haven't played it, I've heard a lot.
Best soundtrack of all time, of course.
I wonder where.
Right? I can't. I don't. I
even
can't.
imagine where you would have heard
Can't
this
put
from.
my finger on it. And I can't. I can just feel like it's tip of my tongue, but I can't remember where I've heard stuff from.
I'll send you a couple of links.
Just to refresh your memory a little bit. There you go.
Yeah. I'll refresh your memory. Anyway, so yeah, I still. I don't want to get into it fully because obviously Witcher, bro, and I still want to go back to that world of Witcher, and in the news I'm pretty sure that it's gonna come up some exciting news, but we'll talk about that later on. So anyway, it has been just that as far as games. I did see a movie this week. I went to the theater for this one actually with my wife, and I watched. Ready or no? What's it called? Ready or not?
Ready or not?
Ready or not?
Ready or not?
Is that what it's called?
I don't know. I'm just,
Oh,
it sounded like that's what you were trying to say. So.
Hold on, I'll tell you.
It was such a good movie. He
I
can't even
know.
remember the damn title.
There you go. You just hit it right
It is
there.
ready or not? Yeah. That's what it's called.
Yeah. So, in this movie, and we saw this trailer. Actually, was one of our topic of the
It
week.
was a trailer of the week, yeah, or at least it was a runner-up. At least
It was
yeah.
a runner-up. Yeah, it was definitely not trailer of the week because I wouldn't have allowed it.
I remember seeing this trailer.
So there's well, I was gonna mention names on the cast, but who cares? Honestly, they're fair actors. I don't care. The thing with the plot with it, which you can see from the trailer, is that this lady is marrying into a rich family, right? And this rich family has a like a tradition, and that is that at midnight, after the party, whatever, then after the wedding, they play a game, and this is a tradition. This is they have to do it, and in this game it could be because I guess they're the owners of like a old school games company. Like when I say old school, I mean like cards, like tabletop games, stuff like that, and stuff like that. Yeah, like bicycle, for example, would be.
Wow.
It's something like that, and so the tradition is they got to play a game, and they pick a card, and whatever is the game that shows on the card, that's the game they play. Well, there is a game of hide and seek, but that game of hide and seek is actually very violent because it's pretty much okay. You if we find you, we'll kill you. All right.
Right.
And you can see that on the trailer. This is not.
This is all on the trailer. I know that much.
This is all on the trailer. From the moment I saw this, this trailer, I was like, nope. And then my wife was like, yeah, and I was like, what?
This is direct play-by-play right here.
Yeah. I think you saw it also, Matt. I don't recall what your impression was, but I was not
interested. Yeah, I was not interested.
I was not impressed with it. My wife wanted to watch it, and I think at the end is because she thought it was going to be something else that it didn't end up being. I'm not going to say the movie is trash, but it is not great. It's honestly, yeah.
I'm going to say it's trash, but it's definitely rubbish.
I didn't like it. I didn't care for it. Honestly, if you ask me, I didn't care for it. It was just kind of annoying and like, I don't know. I didn't think it had any like
redeeming
amazing
quality
reviews
features or anything.
No. Like again, it's not a bullshit movie. Obviously, one of the reasons why she wanted to watch it also, and I was like, okay, well let's give it a chance. Let's see what it's about. Is because it was doing very well on Rotten Tomatoes right now. I think it's sitting at like an 80 something right now. I think. So it's certified. So it's like, okay, I could be. I have no interest in this movie, but I could be mildly, if I'm amused or if I'm entertained, that's cool. I like surprises.
Are you not entertained?
I was not entertained. Honestly, I was not entertained. So there you go. That's my review of Ready or Not. Just skip it. Wait until you see it. at
Streaming
one of the
service.
streaming services, and you'll probably have a good time.
All right. Well, Mr. Chaos Reaper, what have you been up to, sir?
Well, really not gaming wise. I've been playing a lot of Mortal Kombat 11.
Mortal
Uh,
Kombat.
Yeah, I been getting my ass handed to me by my friends. I think out of like 30 matches that we played, I won like 2.
Damn.
But I had this one friend from work, right, who for weeks has been talking smack about how he can beat me in any game
Oh,
because, and I quote, "I play video games. It's what I do."
wow.
Now this all started with Overwatch. He said that he could beat me in Overwatch. I'm like, "Have you ever played Overwatch?"
Holy shit,
goes
that
like,
reminded me.
No. And I
I
was like, "What? So you're saying me you can destroy me in Overwatch even though you've never played it and I've been playing it since day one?" He goes, "Yeah, it's a first-person shooter. It's just once I get a hang of the buttons or whatever, that's it. It's game over." And I was okay. And then we moved on to Mortal Kombat 11, and same thing. He kept saying that he was going to destroy me. Now, I'm not one to be talking smack because I don't like talking shit and then getting my ass handed to me.
Ditto.
So, I usually hold back, but I mean, he went on too far. Like, dude, I am so not gonna hold back. I am gonna go for blood. So today's Friday, right? So yesterday, I went to his house with my PlayStation 4 because he has an Xbox One. Scrub.
And I smashed his Xbox One.
And I use rings. I usually use like 5 rings. When I play video games, I tend to take them off because they get in the way. So I get there, I take all my rings off, set everything up.
Rings. So I was like, is he talking about rings? Like
Rings on my
okay.
fingers.
So you have okay, all right.
Yeah,
You like to
Yeah,
accessorize?
hell yeah, bro. Like I'll send you a picture later on. Anyways, and I looked at him and like, this is gonna go like this. For every time that I beat you, I'm gonna put a ring back on, and that just means I'm taking it slightly easier on you. So, like I told him, I wasn't gonna hold back. I went straight for Sub-Zero, which is the only character that I really really know, that I know how to use.
Uh-huh.
And the ass whooping began. After the 3rd fight, I'm like, listen, I'm just gonna put on the last 2 rings at the same time because this is not going anywhere.
Listen, I'm waiting. I'm wearing bracelets right now. I have my fingers. Each finger has like 10 rings. Come on, man.
I mean,
Give me a challenge here.
I started using characters that I've never used, still couldn't win. I'm like, all right. You said you play Mortal Kombat X, right? So like, yeah. Like, okay. You have it on your Xbox One. Yeah. All right, let's go over there and give you a chance at winning at least.
Maybe it's the controls.
So we go to the Xbox One. We go to MKX. I'm holding this strange device in my hands that I've never used before. The D-pad is in the wrong spot.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. You're talking about the Xbox One controller,
Yes.
and you're describing it as if somehow that controller is wrong. Am I hearing that correctly?
That's what I
Yeah.
heard. And
Are you
Not to mention, I'm like, this D-pad feels like garbage.
What? No, we're gonna stop right here, bro. See, you took it to an extreme that shouldn't have been, because in no way you're gonna tell me if you were talking about the 360, maybe he handed you a 360 controller. Hell, maybe he gave you a MacCat controller, like a third-party controller with an antenna and shit. But you're not gonna tell me that the Xbox controller is a bad controller, because that is ludicrous. That controller is borderline perfect.
Okay.
And I'm not taking away and I'm not taking away from the DualShock. I realize the DualShock has the PS3 controller was garbage. This one was a much improvement, like a lot of improvement.
Yeah, very much agree.
But look at your fingers. Your fingers in front of you. Put your thumbs in front of you and tell me if your left or if your right thumb doesn't veer a little bit towards the left than your left thumb.
Sir, I think the last part of that sentence is stretching a little bit, sir.
Look at just put it. Just
I'm
relax your
looking at it. I'm looking at it right
relax
here. I literally have it right in front of me.
your thumbs
Yeah.
and put it. And tell me that's not the natural way. They made it like that for a reason.
Oh God,
They made it like that for a reason.
It's all
what
right.
did I do?
He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Listen, I'm just gonna chalk it up that I'm not used to it. I'm not
Okay,
used to
there
how
you
that
go.
D-pad feels. I'm not used to the joystick being there. Okay.
There you go. But it's not hard.
Anyways, the first couple
You
of
can do
matches I won, I was using Sub-Zero and MKX, even though I barely know what the hell I was doing. And then for the last fight, I picked Predator and he picked Alien. Now he doesn't know what he's doing, and I don't know what I'm doing because he doesn't know the character. And I'm like, I guess this is about as equal as it could get. And after he X-rayed me, you know what the X-ray move is? They do like a lot of damage. He did that shit twice. He actually managed to beat me.
Oh.
Let me guess. He put the controller down and walked away like, I told you.
Oh, no. I told him, listen, I'm going to leave you with this win. I'm just going to go home. You know, I was there for like 2.5 hours. And I went home. This kid, he sees me today and says like, listen, you're only as good as your last match. And I'm like, kid, what?
That's ridiculous.
But of course, he's trying to make himself feel better.
Whatever he needs to do, right?
Yeah, like you know what? You're right, buddy. You're right. If that one helps you sleep at night, go ahead. But I still have a match of Overwatch with him at some point. I like to do just to clarify everything. I don't want to leave any doubts hanging.
Yeah. Show them you can play with any controller and kick his ass.
Yeah. So let me see. I did that. I play a little bit of Warframe, not a whole lot. I did just downloaded the beta for Monster Hunter World Iceborne, which is available right now. It's an open beta. It's not by invitation. I finished. That's basically all I've done for gaming. I did watch a couple of things. I finished watching Hunter x Hunter on Netflix, which only has 3 seasons there. It was really good. It's not a lot of fights in this show, but the story and the characters actually carried me through it. Like they're very likable, and I really enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie, it was very good.
Cool.
I'm gonna wait for I don't know how many seasons are available out there, but I'm gonna wait for them to show up on Netflix or look them up through some other medium. But I did start watching The Boys.
Yes.
Yes, I have 5 episodes in. I'm going to start the 6th one, hopefully, after we finish this podcast. God damn! Wow!
That song was made for you. That show was made for you.
It is so good.
I told you. I was like, it is. I mean, it's not like the best show, but the best show ever or anything like that. But it is very, very good. Yeah.
The realistic take on what superheroes would be in our society.
Yeah.
The way it's all marketed, it's all corporate. They only care about the money, and is twisted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, that first episode just let me like, holy shit.
Telling you, man. Telling you. I can't wait for the new season, bro. I can't wait. It really, they did a good job with this one.
Yes, they did. And you can see, because it's so obvious, the parallels of the characters.
Oh, yeah.
It's so, it's basically a rip-off of the characters, but, basically all being dicks.
Pretty much.
It's basically DC. DC, if DC heroes were dicks.
Well, I think there's a few that are inspired by Marvel. So, yeah, but the main ones, like the big ones, they are DC.
Yeah, they're basically the Justice League is what they are.
Yes. I was still hoping to see someone that was kind of like Batman, but
well, there is one. That's
probably next season.
Yeah, no, there is one. I can't try to think of his name, but he's the one who's always silent in the background.
Black Noir or something like that.
Black Noir, yeah.
Noir.
He is the equivalent, if you will.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't really see him like that. Well, because honestly, he hasn't been in the show that much.
Yeah.
You know, but I have enjoyed it a lot. The last episode I watched was, and this is in the trailers, um, when he grabs the baby.
Oh my god.
Baby.
Oh, what? How could you
Yeah.
not remember this?
Yeah,
Hold on.
you
It's
remember.
slipping my mind. It's slipping
No.
my mind.
Just think,
Baby as a weapon.
just yes.
Mhm.
Oh,
Just think
okay.
Cyclops as a baby.
Yes. Okay.
He
I
goes
remember
and straight up say like that was diabolical, and yes, sir, yes, it was.
Yes, I forgot all
Really?
that. Yes.
Really
That's-
enjoying this show. These some of these characters when they present them, you see them like, oh, this dude is like really twisted, but they're like so relatable.
And likable.
And
All of them.
Yeah. The human,
Even the
the
idiots
human
ones, yeah.
characters.
Yeah. Even the ones that are really just real assholes. You know what I mean? It's like you're still kind of like the invisible guy. I still like that
Oh.
dude. You know what I mean? I was like, that dude's
I
still
hated
alive.
him. I
Oh, no,
hated him
I
with
thought
a
he was
passion.
hilarious.
I thought it was a total asshole. I mean, which he is.
That's what he's supposed to be. Yes, he's doing his job. If he's making you feel the way it's
Yeah.
supposed. Yeah.
Completely fitting. I called him an asshole too.
Yeah, it is.
So, have you watched The Dream?
I have not. I want to. My wife is not into that level of like crazy violence. And to be fair, I can enjoy it. It'll be fine, and I do want to watch it. I was kind of hoping that it wasn't like that overboard, or I don't know if maybe the trailers make it look a little bit overboard, and
Yeah, I
in reality
think-
it's not.
I think the trailer is just they condense a lot of the violence there because
Uh-huh.
it's not that it's not that constant in the show.
Correct.
It really isn't.
Got you. If that's the case, then yeah, then I can tell my wife, hey, let's watch it, because I rarely watch shows by myself. Like sit down to watch something by myself. Like I've always said, it's too passive, especially, and if I'm by myself, it's gonna make it even more boring. So, but yeah, I want to watch it. It's definitely on my radar.
It's really good. I am enjoying it so far. I can't wait to watch the 3 remaining episodes I have left. But that's unfortunately that's pretty much all I've been up to this week, other than waiting for this hurricane to hit.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that's gonna be fun.
likewise. We all are. All right. Well, what have I been doing? I'm still.
And
Who cares? Let's go through the news.
Oh damn.
Wow.
Good stuff. Jeez.
I kid. Please tell us.
I'm still going through Thronebreaker, and I'm still going through The Last Guardian. I'm still actually streaming The Last Guardian, and I've been keeping it complete so that by the end I should have the complete playthrough. And so yeah, I'm still enjoying those games. I did play a game, and I played this game with my wife. It is called Erica. It came out, I want to say, last week, and it is basically like very similar to Bandersnatch. You remember Bandersnatch, Netflix?
Oh, from
Yeah.
So basically,
I
but
really
it's
like that.
so it's basically that. Only obviously you're playing it, and it is completely live action. So there's no
Oh.
it's not no computer graphics or anything like. It's completely live action. The whole thing takes about the length of a film, and it's a mystery. There's this girl named Erica, and it's got this what do you call it, mental institutions involved, and her father passed, and her mother, and it's a whole big story behind it. My wife and I enjoyed it. We enjoyed it for what it was. I would definitely. There's an app that they use you can use. It can download to your phone and just kind of use that. I would not recommend the app. The app itself doesn't work as well. You might as well just use the touchpad for the controller. It works way better than the app.
All right.
But overall, like I said, it was enjoyable. It wasn't the best thing in the world, but for $10, we enjoyed a cool little story. The only thing is, because it's completely full motion video, it's like 40 gigs. So it's a
Wow.
massive download there. So,
Wow.
but other than that's it was a pretty decent game. So I played that. I did watch a couple things, and I wanted to just kind of quickly go through. The first one I want to get out of the way is "Won't You Be My Neighbor," which is the
Mr.
documentary.
Rogers?
Yeah, the documentary for Mr. Rogers, and that's pretty. If you like documentaries, that's pretty cool. I enjoyed it. I actually used to watch Mr. Rogers when I was a kid. It was one of the few things in the Christian household that I was raised that we were able to kind of watch, and I enjoyed it. It was always an enjoyable thing, and seeing him throughout the years, it kind of was like, oh man, yeah, this guy's always had the future of kids in his mind at all points, and it's a pretty cool little story. I saw it on HBO because they actually have it on HBO. If you are all interested in documentaries, it's only an hour and a half, but it really has these moments where crazy, man. He brought things to the show that you wouldn't normally see. One of the moments is when one of the Kennedys gets shot, and so on the show he brings up one of the puppet characters. He asks one of the women on the show, is like, what is assassination? And then of course the woman kind of freaks out, like, oh, how do I explain this to?
Oh wow.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
And that's something that he did because it was something that was important, that he felt that obviously people kind of forget that kids are there. They're always listening, always watching. If you're watching the news and watching an assassination and talking about it, they're curious about it. And that can, that can be this thing, but they all can see your concern. And when a child sees a parent's concern, they get concerned. It's just normal. And so little things like that, around that time, they had these because of racial issues during that time. There was a lot of pools that they were like, no, we can't have any black people in the pool and all this. And actually show video
the segregation.
They show video of this guy running in and just pouring bleach into the pool to try to get the black people out of the pool and all this stuff. And
Wow.
and so him on the show, he has one of the people on the show was a cop, a black guy, a cop. I can't remember his name, but he visits the home and all this, and he at that point, Mr. Roger has his feet in this little pool because he's just kind of cooling off, and he goes, "Hey, come on down here. Hey, officer, what's such?" And it's a friend that he always kind of stopped by on the show and all that stuff, and he invited him to put his feet in the pool and just kind of relax and chill because it was a hot day, and again, something to counteract the stuff that was always going on in the news, which most people didn't know. They just didn't know that was what was going on. So
Yeah.
it's an interesting thing. And of course he's passed away already, but I liked it. It's enjoyable. And then the last thing that I saw was John Wick 3. Damn it.
We have finally arrived.
We
to the
have
I haven't
moment.
seen
finally-
it yet.
Freaking arrived, and man, do I love John Wick the series
Oh,
completely.
God. Oh,
I
God.
I absolutely thought that this. So, how do I begin here?
Oh, first off, try to
Barbie
take
Ken.
off your rose tinted glasses
Roasted
your-
glasses, okay.
and your love for Keanu Reeves. Don't let it cloud your judgment.
This is true. This is true. I do. I've been saying, Keanu Reeves, President 2020. I got it. But
We all have been.
I know. I get it. I see what a lot of the complaints are. And obviously the world just is getting more and more vast, and they're just expanding the story. I still feel, for the record, that this should have ended at 3. It's obviously hasn't, because they've already mentioned that they're doing a part 4, so that's not a spoiler or anything like that. But I feel it should have ended it. I feel it should have come to a natural conclusion.
Yeah.
That said, there are some action sequences in here that are by far some of the best that I've seen on TV. Another point, there are martial artists here who are from the raid, dude. And I was just like, as soon as I saw them, I was like, yes, they're involved, It's this first off, here's what the problem they're gonna run into. They did stuff here that I don't think they can top. Like, I feel like they've hit the most the craziest thing you can get out of an action sequence. Riding a horse down the street. This entire fight happening on motorcycles, which, by the way, is in the trailer, so it's not a spoiler. And 2, that was actually done in another Asian film. Also done very well. I think it's called Lady Vengeance or something like that. It was also very cool. But then you have the sequence with the dogs, dude. But by the way, I bought this movie. Like, I bought it digital. The moment I saw it, I was like, nope, I'm buying this. And we've already seen it twice. That's how much I like this film. I get it. The story has, and there are moments, and I'm not going to spoil it. There are moments that don't completely make sense in the sense that for the sense of motivations for certain characters. So I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I guess that they chalk that up to just, hey, we need an action sequence. You know what I mean? But when you look at it for what it is, it's still awesome. It's still some of the best action on screen, and it's just amazing to see so much of it being done practically. So much of it being done practically that you sit back and go, damn, somebody must have broke something here. You know what I mean? It's really cool. I enjoyed it. Evidently, my co-host here, Santos, wasn't so big on it, but I still say the series is doing just fine. It's just fine.
Just fine. Okay. Yeah. Honestly, my take on it was, hey, it was good. It was fun. It got a little. I love action movies, but you have to justify the reason why you're having the things that you have, or otherwise it becomes a Michael Bay film. So in this one, it got to points where there was just no rest to explain anything, not to give exposition, but to make sense of the next step. No, it was just fight over here, fight over here, fight over here, fight over here. I started watching this movie very excited. By the end of the movie, I was so desensitized to what was happening on the screen that it was just white noise. It was just a blur. Yeah, it looked cool. It definitely looked cool, but it wasn't doing anything for me anymore because they have already given me like that rush of excitement like half of the movie in. The other half, it was like, okay, well, now it's just too much of a good thing, and you can only have so much before you start it, before it's it's not as good. It's like over season, basically. It becomes way too over season at that point. It's like, okay. And then of course expecting it to have is a proper send off, and nope. We're just gonna milk this. This is gonna be Fast and the Furious,
Yeah, I would definitely say that if you really look at the beginning of the movie versus the end of the movie, he's still in the same place, right? Nothing has transpired throughout the film that changes his position in that world.
Yeah.
So I would say that I can definitely agree with. This feels like it's just, hey, we need to extend whatever. If you just look at it as a big picture, there's still some interesting stuff that they introduce. The just little aspects of the lore, I guess, that whatever their lore is. But I love the way the city looks at night. I love everything about the just this weird world where everyone is connected. So I've read this a couple places where people are like, how is it that everybody is an assassin in this world? And I'm like, no. Everybody is not an assassin. Just because the cab driver understands what this money is from doesn't make him an assassin. He's just familiar with the world. You know what I mean? It's like if you look at part 2, so I don't spoil anything from part 2. You look at part 2, the guy who was giving him his guns, the guy who was tailoring his suit, they're not assassins. They're just tailors. They're just, you know what I mean? They just work within that world.
How do you know that?
I don't know that. I'm just assuming.
I mean, those people could probably kill you 15 different ways before you even know what's happening.
They probably could, but we don't know that.
You can't infer it,
Yeah, you can't. You get none of that from what you see. So you can.
I really gotta watch this movie. I haven't watched it yet.
You should watch it because
definitely watch it.
It is.
I want to.
Very entertaining.
Yeah.
I want to.
It's definitely enjoyable. I'm going to see it again. I've already seen it. I literally watched it back-to-back nights. Almost like, and we're like, I don't know what I want to watch. I don't know. I was like, and I just looked at more. I was like, we just watch John Wick 3 again, right? And she's like, sure, why not? And so we threw it on again. It's just enjoyable. It's just enjoyable because the movie knows what it is, and what it is no holds barred, realistic action, as realistic as you can get when it comes to the grittiness of the action. And the only thing that I would kind of I guess nitpick on it is that Keanu Reeves is unfortunately getting a little older, and seeing him with some of these martial artists in the same choreograph fight scenes, you can kind of see the seams a little bit. You know what I mean? Because it's like these guys are lightning fast, and they appear to have to slow down a little bit just because they're messing with each other. You know what I mean? So, and it is what it is. You know, you either buy, but I like the respect that they have for. I just love the world, the way it just respects John Wick. It's like, ooh, the Baba Yaga. You know, I love that shit. But anyway, I enjoyed it, and that is all.
Before we move. So what's the order right now? Best John Wick movie to the not so
Worst.
best. Yeah.
So for me right now, it would probably be 1, 3, 2.
Okay.
Wow.
And the reason for that is I'll give you the quick reason. The first one to me had the most
Grounded.
no, not grounded, because I still it was grounded compared to the other ones, but it was still kind of wacky on its own as well, in the sense that, whoa, this is some crazy shit that's going on. But his motivations in the first one were pretty clear.
Mhm.
Everybody keeps going, oh, he's doing this because of a dog. I'm like, no. You obviously are not paying attention as to why this is happening. So his motivations are there. Those motivations, as the series has gone on, have gotten further and further away to the point you're like, you know, you almost forget how this all began at this point. You know what I mean? The reason I give
I sure did.
the reason I give part 3 a little bit of a bump over part 2 is there are some innovative action moments in this where I had to like rewind it as I'm watching. This is just amazing. And on top of that, it feels like there's stakes involved, in the sense that it feels like it's not as easy for Wick as the other ones were. Not that they're completely easy, but it just feels like, man, things have gotten tougher for him, and I like that. I like the fact that, hey, you know, just because you got this bulletproof suit, you know, doesn't mean you're just gonna be able to handle what's coming at you, and it really kind of flips the script a little bit on that. And then again, just like I said, all the action. That's why I kind of give 3 over 2, but I still love 2 also. So
I love 2. My order will probably be the 1, 2, 3, and if only because 1, like I said, it felt very. It felt like a very grounded movie, and yes, he has crazy things, and yes, the motivation where people were questioning, well, he's doing this because of a dog. It's like, why wouldn't he do it because of a dog? Obviously, it was because a lot more things, but why wouldn't he be doing it because of a dog? If you're not a dog lover, you will never understand, right? So so that's one thing. Then 2, it was like, okay, I'm getting more of the craziness that I got in 1, which is, control craziness. It was good, and also a little bit of taste of, oh, what's to come. Oh my God, this world is actually kind of cool. This lore, it's kind of crazy. It's gonna go good crazy. 3, I feel like it went back crazy. It went like, oh, okay, so now this is the Matrix. This movie basically became the Matrix to the point of almost quoting at one point from it.
I loved it.
So no, I get it, and it was a nice salute there, call back there, but it just became, okay, this world is completely unrealistic now. It's fantastical. This is the type of movie this is. It feels very disconnected. Like 1 felt very connected to reality, if we can say that. The second one was kind of like, oh, it's still it still could be kind of like reality, but there's a little bit more that you don't know in the shadows, and these organizations and this thing with the what's it called, that building?
The Continental.
The Continental, yeah, and that shit was cool. And then the third one just. It literally feels like, okay, well, they're jumping from here to there to this other place. Now this is just, I mean, there might as well be in a holodeck. So
I never got that from. I always thought
that might as well be the Matrix. Yeah.
I've always looked at it. I think the first one was. I think if they had the budget on the first one would be just like the second and third. The only reason is because the budget wasn't there. Obviously, if you really go back and look at that, who do you recognize in that film other than Keanu Reeves? You know what I mean?
Right,
So
right.
the budget really wasn't there.
Oh, I
Once they
recognize
realized-
somebody. What's the name of that Russian dude? He always plays the Russian everywhere.
Oh yeah, Russian dude.
Oh yeah, token Russian dude. Yeah, I remember.
No. Well, he's one of the bosses. I can't remember the actor's name.
Exactly.
Oh my God! Stop.
My point exactly.
God, I got to look this up.
So when you look at it that way, it's like, okay, the world was always, to me, I don't want to say nonsensical, but fantastical. It was always like, this is a different world that this guy's living. I'm just a fact. Once you introduced the Continental and the fact that this is a hotel for hired assassins, like, okay, this is clearly not
All right,
reality.
let me stop you real quick. You said, like, who did you recognize there? There's Ian McShane, who's Winston, Lance Reddick, the hotel manager, John Leguizamo's there, William Dafoe's in this movie. Like, how do you not recognize William Dafoe?
Fair enough. Where is he now?
And what's his name?
Theon Greyjoy.
Theon Greyjoy. Come
Yeah.
on. That was the first. The second face I recognized.
And I still haven't found the name of the Russian dude.
Russian dude number 2. Or
Yeah.
number 1.
Yeah. You're stepping on my point. My point is to say that the budget was clearly lower on the first one. John Leguizamo's not a $10 million.
Hey, you asked me who did I recognize.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But anyway, that's one of my points to say is that it was already to me fantastical. It just expanded on what it was already trying to do, and I'm okay with where it's going. It's not supposed to make sense. It's supposed to be. There's a few things, like I said, there's a few things that, and Gilberto, when you finally watch it, we can kind of go a little bit more into it. But there's a few things where I'm like, they could have done something a little different there, you know, or they can explain a little bit more here, you know what I mean? But other than that, I thought it was pretty cool. And we are back, guys, and it is now time for our trailer of the week.
Again, I'm gonna say we're not missing any of this conversation. You better put that shit in there because I'll be mad if you miss it. If the people miss it, if the people miss it.
Unfortunately, we don't have that, sir. I only literally have a minute worth of tape here.
You weren't recording?
No,
Mother. Always ABR, bro. You need to know your ABRs. Always be recording.
always be recorded.
We had an epic conversation here that would have been its own hot topic of the week.
Actually,
and we just squandered it. We just squandered it.
We will revisit this.
We will reenact it.
It is we'll call it the Star Wars legacy. If you tune in to a future hot topic, we'll discuss the legacy of Star Wars. Look, I just renamed it again. All right. Trailer of the week, guys, is a little title from Warner Brothers called Joker.
Yes.
We have seen the teaser before, and I'm not sure if it was our trailer of the week. However, this was the first full-length trailer. Guys, what did you think of this awesome piece? Starting with Mr. Chaos.
I am super excited for this movie. It's also the final trailer from what I read.
Oh.
When is this movie releasing, by the way?
I thought it was like towards the end of the year.
October.
Didn't really catch the date. I'm super excited. Joaquin Phoenix is, the second that you hear him laugh, like, you could just see him as the Joker. And it is so, his transformation, even in this short trailer, it's so awesome. I can't wait to see this movie. He's such a good actor.
October 4th. Yes, he is a very good actor. Joaquin Phoenix is one of my faves, even in movies that I may not 100% like or 100% love. I still think usually he's the best part of it if he's in there. October 4th is the release date. Mr. Davis.
I already went.
I apologize.
Oh my God, I
You
am.
guys sound like
Yeah,
Yeah, we sound so much alike.
we are the same person. I could do two voices. So.
I get confused sometimes if it's me or David or Dream talking.
You see how good I am. You see how good I sound.
he stumbled upon that too. That was awesome.
So dude, what is the more to say? Joaquin Phoenix killing it with in this trailer. So obviously none of us has seen the movie, but we have very high expectations for what we've seen so far.
Yeah.
If only because we already painted the idea of, you know what, it'll be very interesting to see. You know how I love alternative stories. Yeah, how cool it will be to have the world where it's just a Joker, and how would that evolve? You know, how would that go? You know, and a part of me is also a little afraid that Warner Brothers is just not going to be able to contain itself from using this as some sort of launch pad towards, like, at the end maybe get a teaser of, and then he kills Batman's parents. Turns out this one of the persons that he killed was Batman's dad, and this, you know,
I mean,
something like that. Something like that. It got me a little nervous because it is Warner Brothers, and you know that they were like super thirsty for bringing a cinematic universe, you know, and it fell flat.
But hasn't this already been established as a standalone movie?
But I know that
they can definitely course correct on it.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
God, I hope not, because that's the joy of this.
I don't trust Warner. I don't trust them, you know, in them keeping it, especially if the interest is so high, you know, for this, and let's say this movie ends up being, you know, very good, unless, well, anyway,
all right. This is my point. This is my argument against it. This Joker is not young, okay?
Right.
And if you're gonna talk about him killing the parents, then, you know, Bruce is a little boy, is like 8 years old or whatever.
Does he have to be though? Would he have to be though?
Yeah.
Well, I say why?
In canon, he obviously is, but
yeah. But if we're changing anything and everything,
I mean,
why is he not like already like a famous kickboxer already?
Because if they tie it to the current, because they will have to make a new universe. If they tie it to the current one, they already presented that.
No. You're misunderstanding.
No.
That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying, they could use this as a launch pad towards a new, Batman universe. I'm not saying a whole DC universe.
How old will the Joker be by the time Batman becomes Batman?
Again, it doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to be.
I think he's missing the point. What he's trying to say is, if he's starting a whole new storyline for Batman, then it doesn't have to be that he was young. It could be that he's in college.
He was an FBI guy, maybe already.
He could have been anything else.
Armed forces, you know.
I mean, the show Gotham has already, like, I don't like the show Gotham, for the record, and that show completely just screwed up a bunch of different stuff that never, it was so off base when it came to the lore. I was like, no, I'm done. I can't with this.
All right, so they did that. They took the risk. They went off. Let's just say they went off script. And how much do you like that show?
That show is like on the 5th season, so it doesn't matter what I like. Clearly, if somebody likes it, because otherwise they would have canceled it by now.
True.
You know what I mean? So that's the issue. The issue is people want something new, and young people are getting older, and they may not be familiar with the stuff that we are. You know what I mean? And it's just, hey, they want something different.
They're a bunch of uneducated.
hey, to each their own. I agree. Because at some point,
uncultured swines.
10 years from now, we're going to run into one of these guys, and they're going to be dropping lore, and I'm going to look at them like, shut your fucking mouth. You have no idea what the hell you're talking about. Get out of this bar right now.
You know what? For all the hate, just remember, to your dads, Adam West was the real Batman, all right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, please.
Not this impressive people. It was Adam punching a freaking shark.
Shark repellent, yes.
Oh man,
yes.
Give me the.
I like that stuff.
That shark repellent. I mean, I did as a kid, but I can't stand it.
Oh, dude, watch it again. Just give it a shot. If you haven't seen it, just give it a shot. I guarantee you'll see it for what it is. It's just 70s or 60s, 70s just lunacy. That's what it is, you know.
We're definitely
And-
hopped up on some kind of drugs.
Yes, exactly.
Shark repellent.
Everybody was sniffing shark repellent.
Exactly. So yeah, that is our trailer. For the record, guys, I also enjoyed it. I also like that there's a section at the very beginning of the trailer that he's talking to what clearly looks like some sort of social worker, and he is laying the groundwork. And I hate to say this, but this unfortunately ties very closely to the times that we're in right now, where he's trying to say, I am always having bad thoughts. I'm always having whatever. Sometimes you kind of wonder when you think about. I hate to point it out of the way, but you think about stuff that are happening in the world now with these crazy, mass shootings where you have someone saying, hey, I'm not happy. Something's not right. You know what I mean? And they're just not being listened to. And before you know it, you have a Joker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see how far they take that they don't stray too far away from what they're laying. It really feels like they're grounding that in that particular thing and then mixing it with the fact that it's supposed to be a fictitious character, the Joker. But that right there just already like piqued my interest. I was like, man, that looks like it's going to be something good. So yeah, our trailer of the week, guys, and can't wait to see it. October 4th is Joker, just Joker, not the Joker.
All right, I have a question. You guys want to mention the runner-ups or?
You can if you want. We had hold on, I already forgot. Oh, Star Wars Episode 9.
Yeah, we had Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker and Terminator: Dark Fate.
Two that, to be fair, I think have already been trailer of the weeks. All three of
Really?
these have been trailer of the weeks at some point. Yes.
Oh,
I'm
this
sure
is-
Dark Fate was.
I don't know if Dark Fate was, but
Maybe.
Remembering, but
I mean, it certainly wasn't gonna beat Joker or even Star Wars for me.
I agree.
think we
But
might have
I
made
do
Joker.
have some interest in it. Just so everybody knows, they did retconned everything after Terminator 2 is not canon. I cannot say thank enough, but thank God for that. Jesus Christ,
Hey, I
that
like
was
the one with Christian Bale wasn't bad. I can't think of the name.
okay. That one, yes, but I actually I don't know why people hate it so much. I really
I
did love
know.
that
I said
movie.
the same thing. I was like, I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. I saw it in the theater and everything.
And I've watched it and rewatched it. I'm like, I don't see why people hate this movie so much. But that's beside the point. Technically, that isn't that. Oh no, that's after the first and the first and second. No, wasn't that like before the first one, or is that after they sent the Terminator?
That is after. No, that's after. What do you mean? In the timeline?
In the timeline, is that after one? Like, is that after they sent Arnold back into the first movie?
That's
I'm not sure.
before, because in that one he actually Christian Bale plays John Connor, and they
Right.
actually raid the first warehouse or factory that's creating the T-100
Right,
that looks
right.
just like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and they did some that I will call out on. It was some horrible digital version of Arnold Schwarzenegger, which was this is way before Marvel did the unaging thing that they've done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is really early, very bad, very very bad.
Yeah, I'm kind of like I'm not excited, but I'm looking forward to it. I don't know if I'll go to the movie theater to see it, but I'll wait for reviews. Check it out, whatever. But I'll probably end up watching it.
Agreed. I'd probably do the same. No theater, but definitely go check it out.
What did you think, Dream? I haven't really heard your thoughts on this on this trailer.
No, I mean, I'm interested. I stopped watching the movie after 2 because none of the other ones
Perfect.
looked like.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
This is perfect
So-
for you then.
This is perfect for me. Exactly. Like at one point, I saw this one when Sarah Connor had the same reaction of just like as soon as she was just the T-1000 Terminator, excuse me, and she gets like this jerk reaction to like shoot him immediately. I was like, I thought you guys patched things up on the second one. Oh wait, no, that was not the same T-1000. That T-1000 got melted up at the very end. Was it T-1000 or T-100?
I think it's T-800. Now that I think about it, let me look it up.
Yeah. Whichever one is Arnold, that's the one I'm referring to. The original, the classic Terminator. There you go.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, I'm interested. Also excited to hear that director Cameron Diaz is at the helm again, or is he at the helm, or is he?
No, he is not. It's
He
Tim
is-
Miller. Yeah, Tim Miller's the director.
There you
He's
go.
just producing, which
Producing. There you go. Yeah.
James Cameron is a very hands-on producer, so that'll be okay.
Yeah, it'll be. It's interesting. I am interested in watch. I'll probably watch. Go to the theaters for it. Shit, I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna go for all three because even Star Wars, which is the least one that I'm excited about. Can't believe I'm saying this. I need to know how everything ends. I need to see Rey finish the fight.
Yeah. I was gonna ask, how do you guys feel about that trailer?
Eh,
Yeah, there was nothing there to grab. There was nothing. Honestly, it was a
it was a
it was a
yeah, it was
long teaser.
correct. It was a second teaser because they've already teased the film.
Now,
the
let me
first
ask you
teaser
guys
was
something.
more interesting to me. So
Let me ask you guys something because it wasn't an argument because I didn't go that deep into it because I really didn't see the point. But somebody is questioning Rey's abilities to fight. Like, she suddenly looks like a badass hero for absolutely no reason, this and that. And I gotta say though, from the very first movie, Rey knew how to fight.
agreed.
Yeah,
She
of
was
course.
surviving, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, like sure, she does. She may not
needed
be a
to fight for herself.
master with the lightsaber, but she doesn't really need to be to just know how to like swing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know how to swing a stick. Yeah, she needs to
Right.
fend for herself. So of course. She would.
Again, I'm not saying that her staff and the lightsaber are the same thing. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that just because she's good at one thing, but she does have some knowledge on how to swing a weapon.
Yeah.
So, considering the training that apparently she does go through in this movie, why wouldn't she be able to or even in the last movie that she did train for however brief it was, with it that she wouldn't be able to pick it up fast,
I agree. I get it, and she's gifted. That's the whole thing that people are
Right.
missing. That she is gifted. It's
mean,
not like
the-
she's just some random whatever.
My question was just please point out the intense training that Luke went through because all he did were a couple of flips with Yoda on his back and shit.
Yeah,
With a Yoda backpack.
back,
Yeah.
literally.
And then the person went ahead and kind of just said like, how is Luke a badass? And I left it at that because like that's just insulting. Yeah, that's what we got for our trailers. Yeah.
All right, let's move on to some news items. I will start off the top with the best piece of news of this week.
Oh.
Telltale Games is being revived.
Are they now?
From the ashes it rises.
I don't know. Sometimes no. Telltale Games, which shut down last year, is being revived after its assets were purchased by a company called LCG Entertainment. The company will sell some of Telltale's back catalog and will work on some games based on a few Telltale associated properties as well as new licenses. The new Telltale is headed up by Jamie Otterly and Brian Waddle. Otterly said that some workers from the original Telltale games will be offered freelance roles with full-time positions possible in the future. Otterly spent much of his career in mobile games, most recently as founder of and CEO of Galaxy Pest Control. That sounds like an awesome game, which is best known for licensed games such as Duck Dynasty. Power Rangers. Waddle's previous experience will include running sales and marketing for Havoc Game Engine. Neither worked at Telltale prior to its shutting down in 2018. Anyway, so moving on from that is interesting to see. I don't know what this will mean. I mean, I'm not sure what they can sell off from Telltale because I feel like Telltale dealt with nothing but licensed products. They didn't own any IP from what I recall, but I guess they had something in the background cooking that we just didn't see.
Apparently.
But good to hear. Hopefully, some of the people who did experience that the layoff or closing, I guess is really what it was. That they
Close.
the sudden closing. Yeah, if they hadn't already got back on their feet, this is sort of an olive branch for them. So hopefully, and they can get back into making some of the games that they love to make.
I was gonna say that's actually pretty cool that they're bringing people back, and it's give them. I mean, I can only imagine how hard that must have been to like one day come to work and like, oh no, yeah, well we're done.
Yeah,
Nobody's ready for that. Yeah, nobody's ready for that.
at all.
So Sir, you started with the one of the best news
Arguably.
items of the week. I want to start with one of the worst.
Oh shit.
Oh God.
And sadly, it entails a beloved franchise of mine. But Yakuza 7 was
Oh.
announced this week. And you can hear the excitement in my voice. Because for some ungodly reason of what the hell is going on with Sega, they decided to do some major tweaks,
Some light changes.
some small changes to the genre, to the game that they have been doing since the PS2 era. So Sega officially revealed the new game in its Yakuza action series on Thursday and delivered a surprising twist. Yakuza 7 is ditching the beat 'em up action for a turn-based role-playing game mechanic.
Wow.
I still like the lump in my throat
all lump on my
whenever I hear that. If there was anything about Yakuza game was that they were that beat 'em up game, and I get it. It has not aged well. I wouldn't say I won't call that fighting system stellar by any means of the imagination. And perhaps Sega thought that the same thing, and they decided that the easiest way to fix it is just to let's just make it static and turn based. Because that's how Yakuza fight. They take turns. That is how honorable. That they are.
Hey, I mean,
Yakuza 7, and by the way, the name of the game, at least in Japan, is called Yakuza 7: Whereabouts of Light and Darkness.
oh my god.
It might as well have a Zelda title, right?
It might as well be called Final Fantasy Yakuza 7.
I know, right? It will bring in other big changes also. The main protagonist is Ichiban Kasuga, a Yakuza who spent 18 years in prison after taking the fall for his boss' crimes. Wait a minute, I thought you said they were going to change things. Ha 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 ha. I guess that joke's only falls on me because I'm the only one that plays Yakuza.
Yeah, I guess so.
But that's usually the story in these games. Kazuya finds himself in Yokohama, the setting for Yakuza 7. So it's no longer going to be Kamurocho, which is the same city that have been using over and over since the PS2 era. So that's a big departure, I would say. There is a trailer. Unfortunately it's Japanese language only right now, and it's not that I know of. It hasn't been translated or captioned, whatever. Localized. Well, yeah, they haven't been. I do expect, obviously, that game is gonna come out at some point, maybe in 2020. I think January. Oh no, I'm sorry, January 2020. January 16th of 2020 is the Japanese release. Western release is under a different name. Thank goodness. Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Wow.
I like that. I like that title better though. I gotta admit. And it is set to release later in 2020. So I speculated a little bit because at first I could not believe the news. I mean, I'll give it a chance. I'm a huge fan of the stories in the Yakuza games. I think that's the thing it has, and also the feeling of being of running around in a very accurate to whatever era it's playing city in Japan. Like Yakuza 0 was like I believe the 80s or early 90s, and throughout the stories that they are giving you, you see how that city of Kamurocho has changed. The city also it is based on a real city. I don't remember the name other than it rhymes with ocho as well. But it's based on a real city in Japan that is actually like that. It's actually that same layout. So I'll give you its fair shake when it comes when Yakuza Like a Dragon comes out in the States. But I'm speculating that maybe they will do. This was the new take on how the Yakuza game will go, and then they have Judgment. Judgment could, like, I have beaten it, so I don't know if it ends. How it ends, but Judgment could become the classic Yakuza games where it's a beat 'em up, and I'll be okay with that because that game's actually pretty good. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see, but not happy to hear.
To say the least.
Yeah, no. It just looks. It doesn't look any different than a Final Fantasy game. I don't know. I don't know sometimes, man. It's probably awesome.
No.
It's probably awesome, but not from what I saw in the trailer.
It's just against your expectations. That's all it is. Your expectations for it is supposed to be the same. I mean, you go 6 chapters plus a couple spin-offs, and you're doing the same method, and suddenly we're taking a hard left turn here. Whoa, what's going on? So,
Well, apparently they ripped off a page from Square Enix and like, you know what? Let's try something wild and different.
This is tactics. Yeah, this is Yakuza Tactics.
yep. Yakuza Kingdom Hearts.
There you go.
Mr. Chaos, what you got for us?
PlayStation Plus free games. Guys,
shit.
I am
Thank you for
kind of
getting us a
excited
free-
for this.
Oh,
Now, the first one I already own, and even though I haven't finished it, don't get on me on that. Like I said, I already own it, so it is what it is. It's the second one that really has me kind of hyped. So they have Batman Arkham Knight, which I know, me being a giant fan of Batman, I haven't finished it. It's kind of blasphemous, but let's skip that for now. The next one is Darksiders 3. Yes.
Oh.
Now, I am a fan of the first 2 Darksiders and the lore, the way they spun the whole Horsemen of the Apocalypse bit.
Yes.
And I've actually been looking forward to Darksiders 3. Like, I really wanted to get it, but honestly, the last game I bought was Mortal Kombat 11 only because Spawn was announced. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gotten it.
Wow.
So I really haven't been able to get games. So this being free, that's amazing.
There
But
you go.
Mhm.
as my dear friend Mad Dog pointed out earlier, that does say something about the game, considering how relatively new it is compared to Batman Arkham Knight that you can get for like $8 at this point.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Doesn't bode well.
right. But I mean, to be fair, the first 2 Darksiders were not. I mean, the first one was pretty well received considering it got a sequel, but Darksiders 2 was not well received.
Mm.
And was it the developers actually when was it Visual Games? Yeah, Visual Games went down,
Oh,
went
no.
under.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
them. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, Visual Games went under after that, and somebody else bought them, and all
THQ.
they sell is Visual Games. They're Visual Games something. I can't remember the last word they added, but they still have the same logo and shit. I guess they wanted to be consistent. I don't know.
Yeah. I
mean,
guess.
THQ became THQ Nordic, so
Oh, there you go. Oh, exactly. It was THQ and Visual Games, whatever it was. Anyways, so Darksiders 3 is the third horseman, is Fury, which is a woman. And, dude, she uses like whips and magic and this and that. If you haven't seen the trailer, you can see some of her abilities, and she looks very fun. So I'm actually looking forward to this.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you guys feel about these games, but, considering I think it was the last couple of months, you guys were saying that PlayStation was kind of like scraping the bottom of the barrel. I feel like this is a return to, like, giving some, and I'm going off on a limb, I'm saying this, some quality games,
No, I got you. I didn't really. I mean, Arkham Knight was cool. It was a well-made game.
Yeah.
It just
It did have its problem. It's
yeah, it had its issues exactly. I literally like raged quit it. I was like, no, I'm done. Fuck this game. I went and basically YouTubed the ending. I'm like, I'm not playing this shit anymore. But it was mostly because of the freaking Batmobile, which we all gone over. The other Darkseid, I never played any Darksiders, so frankly, being that it's free, I'll give it a shot. This will be my first Darksiders. But
Wow.
Oh, I mean, The first one, I mean, you can't say that they all play the same because from the first one to the second one, the gameplay was, I'm not gonna say vastly different, but it was different because Death was more athletic,
Okay.
whereas War was more brute strength.
Yeah, I remember them having a very different
Yeah.
look to each other as well. Yeah, so
Not to mention the mechanics, like the first Darksiders was compared a lot to, and I'm gonna steal Dream's words on this, an adult Zelda, which honestly it's more like a God of War gameplay with Zelda elements.
Yeah.
And Darksiders 2 had RPG elements. You know, and then you could craft your own weapons. You could like add different stats to it and effects and all this little things here and there, which you could change your gear. It actually changed on the character. You know, like your armor and stuff. The weapons were different. You actually had different weapons because there was like a big hammer and stuff like that. So it was more RPG focused. I honestly have no clue how Darksiders 3 is because I've only seen a few trailers here and there. I didn't really watch any.
It's a dating simulator.
it definitely is not that.
So I'm guessing he's gonna be dead because all I know is that he's tracking down the 7 deadly sins. So unless he's tracking them down to date them, I don't think that's what it is.
That's exactly, you nailed it. That's exactly what it is. There you go.
Now,
You probably saw it on YouTube.
yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know what point of Darksiders 3 the story. I don't know at what point of the story in the timeline this story takes place because the first one and second one are kind of happening at the same time. Somewhat.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. During the whole apocalypse thing.
Yeah, it's a weird timeline. I could be completely wrong about that because Darksiders 1 starts at the beginning of the quote-unquote apocalypse, which when he lands by himself, and it was all a trick. He got tricked into starting the apocalypse.
Yeah.
And then
fool you.
Yeah, the second one is Death trying to clear War's name.
Yeah.
But at the end of Darksiders 1, he summons the remaining horsemen. So the end of Darksiders 1 happens after Darksiders 3? It's weird. I'm telling you, because it has to be. Because again, they arrive. Yeah, they arrive at the end. Like you can see them, like their comets coming down on Earth. Like so it's a pretty weird, convoluted timeline. I'm just gonna say that.
Well,
but I'm looking forward
to it. I was gonna say I hope it lives up to those expectations, sir. Keep them.
Because we still have one more horseman to go. Strife. He uses guns. There's actually a gun in Darksiders 1 that belongs to him. So
Okay.
I'm hoping we get a fourth one.
Well, my next piece here continues the free games, but now we're going over to the Xbox. Xbox Live Gold subscribers get access to Hitman, the full first season, in September's game lineup. It'll be available from September 1st through September 30th on Xbox One. Also, coming out, We Were Here, an Xbox that will be available for September 16th through October 15th. And then, of course, via backwards compatible on from the 360, we'll have Earth Defense Force 2025, that gem. And also Tekken Tag Tournament 2, another gem from God knows how long that was. Jesus. So, yeah, look forward to that. Those the Earth Defense Force will be available September 1st to the 15th, and Tekken Tag will be from the 16th to the 30th. So, yeah.
Cool.
Enjoy your games, Xbox players.
Cool. All right. So, obviously, classes are in full swing. Kiddos are in school.
Yay!
So, like
go to the pool and it's gonna be empty.
Yeah. Yeah. We can go to Disney. We could go to
Disney. Yes.
Yeah, we could go to Disney now and go visit Star Wars Galaxy Edge. Well, that hasn't opened.
Hopefully, after Orion decides to,
Leave it alone. Yeah.
Apparently, he wanted to go there too.
Yeah. Anyway, the reason for my super weak transition is because I wanted to bring this up. This is not gaming related, but I thought it was kind of hilarious. Uh, the so Galaxy Edge, for those who don't know, it's the new part or section of the Disney park, Disneyland and Walt Disney World here in Orlando. Uh, and it's cool because they pretty much have brought up, they pretty much have recreated kind of like a like a planet, basically, like a universe, like a Star Wars universe.
Kind of like the Harry Potter
Oh.
world and
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Island of Adventure. There you go.
You can build your own lightsabers. You can build your own droids.
I can only imagine how expensive that's gonna be.
Yeah. Yeah, the lightsabers I heard are super expensive. Yeah. But one of the things also is that everything needs to be kind of like they don't want to break the theme of the park. So even
I'm
the
sorry to
food,
interrupt. Sorry to interrupt, but I better be able to cut through like steel doors with that fucking thing.
at that price, you better. So if you're buying food, if you buy milk, it'll probably be blue milk. I bet you anything that they have blue milk actually.
Oh, I gotta.
But I don't know this for a fact. I don't know also if you suck it directly from whatever was that animal. Old Luke Skywalker style. But and also if you want soda, they don't come in the typical soda cans. They actually have made this shape grenade shaped things basically
Whatever
in the
reason.
form of thermal detonators, the Star Wars equivalent of a grenade, basically, right? And then they have the brand, but the brand is in what's the name of that Arubesh, the language, the Star Wars alphabet, Star Wars language.
No.
So let's say
basic.
let's say for example, no, well you got you got basic and you got Arubesh also, which is like the weirder of the languages, I guess. Anyway, so those Coke bottle, let's say if it's a Coke bottle, it'll look like a Coke bottle, but obviously it'll be in that weird language, but it's Coke. And you will take it. You can take it home and you can take it as a souvenir, right? It's kind of cool because it looks like a grenade. But that's the problem.
Yeah, I was gonna
It
say.
looks like a fucking grenade.
Yeah.
So if you try to take it home, that TSA it's not gonna let you if you need to fly. Not in our case because we're here in Orlando. We just drive. But if you're traveling on vacation and you try to take one of those as a souvenir home, they're probably gonna arrest you. Because the reason is that the TSA does not allow for replica.
I know. I saw that news. I saw that news. I was like, wow, who had the bright idea of doing this?
That's what my wife said. It's like, how come that not be thought about? Obviously people from around the world come visit. In this day and age, I mean, they're gonna want to take stuff as souvenirs.
Yeah.
I don't think you can even check them. I mean, I could be wrong. But
You imagine that you're gonna have to mail yourself shit?
yeah. An empty bottle of Coke or full, don't matter. An empty bottle of Sprite. If you want your thermal detonator, there you go. But anyway, I just thought I brought that up because it was kind of silly. It was just like you said, it was an oversight. Like, who
Yeah.
didn't think about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Chaos, what you got for us?
I got a quick news here. It's on eBay. There is a sale going on for Labor Day, and the PlayStation Plus yearly membership is going on for $40.
Oh wow, nice.
So that's a
Good deal.
$20 savings. Yeah, because it's usually sold for $60.
Mhm.
So yeah, if you guys want to head over and like nab that right now, now's the time to do it. Hopefully, by the time this goes up, it's still it's for Labor Day weekend, so hopefully it's still there by the time you guys hear this.
Yeah,
If
you know
not,
what?
Hopefully, yeah.
you know what? I'm just gonna go and post it on the group right now, just in case.
So
Yeah.
I think I think Amazon tends to have those deals every now and then. I've taken advantage of so many. I must be like 2 or 3 years paid in advance for
Really?
PSN. Yeah, because I always see them $40. At $40, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna need to re-up at the end of November. I think it is now. I remember. So I might as well, since I know I'm gonna spend the money anyway, because I'm not gonna have a month without it. I'm just gonna buy it at the lower cost. So it's good that you brought it up because that way people can take advantage.
Yeah, I just posted on the group right now.
There you go. By the
'Cause
time people hear this,
Yeah,
it'll
they
be
might
all
be
gone.
too late. I don't, because I'm not sure when is it going to end, when this sale is going to end. So I figured I'd just post it right now, let people take advantage of it. Do it. It's definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Yeah, I agree. My last piece, guys, is just a couple games that finally have either been announced or just release dates. First off, Mario Kart Tour is coming to Android and iOS on September 25th. So anybody who's interested in playing Mario Kart, a game that requires precision on your phone, have at it.
That sounds.
have at it.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah.
Mega Man Zero Collection is coming to PlayStation 4, Switch, Xbox One, and PC. This will be released on January 21st of 2020. It will include Mega Man 0, Mega Man 02, 03, 04, ZX, and ZX Advent.
A lot of zeros.
A lot of zeros indeed.
Honestly, the only one I cared for was the X. Mega Man X.
The
God, I
old
love
ones?
that
The
franchise.
last ones? Okay.
No,
the X. The X
yeah,
series.
The X
I
series.
got you.
Yeah, the X
Gotcha.
series. I always thought, because there were the edgier version of Mega Man. Yeah, I'm edgy, sue me. But I always thought it was so much better. It was so cool.
Well, these were direct
hail
from the
zero.
handhelds. Yeah, handheld. So all the zeros were from Advance. Like the first four were from Game Boy Advance. The fifth is from DS, and actually the last two are from DS. So they're all handheld Mega Mans anyway. Disney Classic Games Collections.
God, this
brings
drink is good.
Aladdin, Lion King to console and PC as well. That'll be this fall.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yes, sir. The digital combo will be $29.99, and the date eludes me now from this article.
Oh, so I'll be able to relive the times when I used to go to Blockbuster and rent shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
I remember actually liking those games. I'm not gonna
I
lie.
remember
Those
clearing
were
those games, and then like years later, I feel like, oh, those games were so hard, and I'm over here
Right?
like, seriously?
I never found them hard. Lion King was
Like
not
there
hard
were
to me.
there were some levels that were kind of painful, but overall, like I finished them,
I agree. You just get used to it.
and
They
I
do it.
rented them.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had 2 days to do that shit.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have
Wait, the last little
oh,
one
sorry,
I
go
have, I'm sorry, last little one here is the best game that I have that's coming out that I wanted to basically give the date. Launching in September 20th to be exact, coming in Nintendo Switch, Mac, and PC. Untitled Goose Game. Yes. This is a little game where you play a goose and you annoy the shit out of people.
great.
That,
Wait,
my friend,
this is
sounds
like in line with like Goat Simulator.
pretty much. Only
Oh
you're a
my
goose,
god!
and you're just annoying the hell out of it. It's like this goose is just a total jerk, and I saw it the first time maybe 2 E3s ago.
You
I
know
was
what?
like,
that is Goose, and it's just giving a bad name to Goose.
yeah.
Whatever.
So yeah, look
Say
forward to that.
Talk to me,
What would you
Goose.
say, like mooses or mises?
Oh, I remember that.
It's
No.
pronounced mice.
That's a different kind of animal.
Oh, I was close.
Ah, fair enough.
May,
Okay, I
may,
said goose earlier, so whatever.
may I now? Sir.
Oh yes, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you. But you gotta pass me the baton so I
I'm
can
sorry.
talk. Yeah, there you go.
Baton toss.
All right, and I grabbed it. All right, so no, man, I don't have much actually, other than to This was a surprise to me, mainly because I have been very interested in this game. It looks really, really cool, really, really simple, but at the same time, like very hardcore. If you can catch my drift there. Uh, who has heard about Risk of Rain?
Risk of Rain. It sounds familiar, but go ahead.
Risk of Rain was a game. It came out. First, it came out on PC, and it was like a 2D, crazy shooter. The guy that you control was super super tiny, and it was one of those games that it was, gameplay over form. It was not like superb on graphics or anything like that. I think the graphics were very basic, but it was one of those games where, even though it was a roguelite, and it's not a game that you play for story or anything like that. Just shooting was incredibly satisfying. Well, this one interested me more because you can play with friends, but this one is actually 3D. This one is actually it's third person. When you look at it graphically, it looks really awesome. It obviously very very stylized in its look, and so in other words, not going for the photorealistic or anything like that, but that craziness of weapons that you don't think that they haven't seen in any other video games, and enemies are coming from everywhere. It kind of reminds me of those twin stick shooters.
Twin stick shooters, yeah.
Yeah. Stuff like that, but this time is third person. You remember that game that we played, the Alien something?
Alienation.
Alienation. Yeah.
We're supposed to all play together, but never happened.
But never happened. Exactly. Yeah. I played with someone. I remember playing. With someone.
I'm not holding my breath. This is like on par with Dream watching Pulp Fiction. Yes, I have to bring it up.
All right. Well, now that you got that out of your system, for the wine of the week.
Wow! Wine of the week. This guy. Look at this guy.
That's what I'm gonna call it every time you talk about Pulp Fiction on the podcast. The wine of the week. Anyway, Risk of Rain 2. It will just drop surprisingly today. So I have tried to find out information on pricing or something like that I can share with you, but this literally came up and I was like, oh, I definitely want to check that out. It also have a PS4 dynamic theme, if you're a free dynamic theme, if you're interested on that. God damn it, this article does not have pricing.
It's $20. It's $19.99.
Okay, awesome. Thanks for checking there. So yeah. This will be one of those games that I'll be interested in playing, if you guys are down. But obviously, you guys will have to see it.
Going to chat party if I invite you.
I'm not down because this is a roguelike, so fuck that shit.
Oh. Well, there you go. It'll be just you and me then.
Honestly, the only thing I have left to say is it's just a reminder from what I said earlier. Monster Hunter World Iceborne Beta, Open Beta, is available right now. I'm not sure if it's available on the Xbox One. I'm going to assume that it is.
I assume it is too, yeah.
But I can definitely tell that it's available on PSN. I'm staring at it at the menu right here, just waiting for me to pick up a quest and go off and murder something with whatever new moves. Because by the way, there is new move sets for the weapons.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. For the existing weapons.
Yeah, for the existing weapons. And I was gonna say something else. Oh, there are some rewards that will carry on to your main game. I don't know how great they will be. From what I saw, it wasn't anything out of this world, pun intended. But I'm still gonna do it. There is I'm telling you right now because I'm watching it right now. There's the Great Jagras, was just a regular. It's the easiest mission. I'm guessing just again you can get used to the move set and whatever sets they have available. They have a Banbaro, which I have no idea what the hell that is. They have the wild, they have the Tigrex, which is this like land-based sort of kind of dragon-looking thing. It's
I thought it was a dominatrix tiger.
No. I'm fairly certain this is not a new monster. This is from the old games, but I could be wrong. And the last one is an elder dragon called Belkana. No idea what the hell that is, but I guess I'll be finding that out soon enough.
And an elder dragon called Bob.
Bob the Builder.
Bob the Dragon.
It involves like Fortnite building skills, and you have to deal with that shit.
There you go.
That is not true, guys. Please do not quote me on that.
All right, guys. Well, that brings us to the end of the segment. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with our hot topic.
Topic.
And we are back, guys, and it is time for our hot topic of the week.
Hot topic of the week.
Hot topic. That was a little scary hot topic there.
I gotta take advantage of the situation. I'm alone today, so I can actually be as loud as I naturally can.
You naturally can.
No, I can. Naturally am.
Oh,
nice.
Yes.
Our hot topic, guys. We are discussing Disney and its plan to take over the world. Because that is what
the brain style.
This is what I think they're going to do, or at least they're trying to do. So the reason I brought this up is because it feels like it's spawning off of last week's topic. Well, not topic, but we were talking about Sony and how a lot of people on the internet initially, attacked Sony for not accepting the deal that Disney was offering, and in essence, by doing so, we came to the defense of Disney. You know what I mean? And I think that's some people need to realize that I don't. Huh?
Did we came to the defense of Disney?
Well, no, I'm saying in general.
Oh, okay.
As a populace,
I'm sorry.
The fact that we attacked, or as a people, the first thing was to say, Sony, what the hell's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? Right. In essence, by doing so, you're coming to the defense of Disney. And I think that's obviously on purpose. And it's an initial reaction. And I think it's starting to spread. It's becoming this thing where I realize part of me, as just looking down the road at Disney Plus, right? We saw the Mandalorian trailer. And what was the first thing we said, David? We were like, oh, I guess we have to
got our money.
Yeah, they got our money. You know what I mean? And part of me is like, at this point, the way, and I hate to compare this, but the way you feel about Apple, I'm kind of starting to feel about Disney. You know, I mean, it's like they are everywhere, and if you really, really look, they are everywhere in everything, and I don't think that's a good thing. You know what I mean? I think that can actually be a very extremely bad thing. And so that's basically what the topic is about. And I kind of wanted to bring up first off with something I brought up last week and mentioned a little earlier in the podcast, and that is regarding the whistleblower. A former Disney accountant alleges the company falsely inflated their revenue. So in essence, a former Walt Disney Company accountant files a series of whistleblower reports with the SEC, which is the Security Exchange Commission, alleging that the company falsely inflated revenue for years, causing share prices to slip and Disney to push back against the claims. And it goes into some bullet points.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but just to clear up, because while I have heard of the SEC before, what the hell exactly do they do?
That, my friend, is a great question.
Oh.
We can definitely look it up, but I'm pretty sure that they oversee the how do I say it? Basically, the revenue, Department of Revenues within the states and the government, and obviously.
I don't want you to lose your train of thought. Keep going. I'm going to look it up.
Okay. So no, I was saying Sandra Cuba is the one who and worked for Disney for 18 years, believe it or not. Wow. Noticed this and started reporting it. They alleged that the revenue was fudged by employees exploiting weaknesses in Disney's accounting software. So it was a technical thing that happened there, and they were doing it on purpose. And as a result, basically what they ended up doing was inflating the revenue that they were receiving. So basically saying, and I think one of the things they point out was gift cards. Like a gift card is really just money, and once you give it away, it's no longer revenue. It's an expense. But obviously, they were claiming both the purchase of the gift card and the paying out of the gift card as revenue.
Oh wow!
And so obviously, this got to the point where I think she mentions here somewhere on the line of $6 billion over the amount of. And this was just a few years ago, and obviously, if they're doing this, so you start to look at this and you start to say, okay, well, Disney is a company that that obviously is into creating entertainment for family, experiences for family, all about the family, right? It's been like that for decades.
And stealing money from the families.
Evidently, that could be as well. Yeah, well, with their prices and everything, absolutely.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Those their prices are definitely not affordable.
How much do I have to pay for a bottle of water, for God's sakes?
$13.
I think it's 13 if you need a straw, but yeah.
Sorry.
So I wanted to go some of the stuff that they are actually own. First off the top of your heads, do you know what Disney owns? Like if I say, hey, what does Disney own? What do you know?
ABC.
Uh-huh.
Marvel.
I know they own ESPN and LucasArts.
Correct. LucasArts is defunct, but Lucasfilm they do.
Lucasfilms. Sorry, I remember fondly LucasArts.
We all do, brother. Your soul.
Your entire childhood.
The Infinity Stones. I'm sure they have the real one.
Actually, they do own that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, clearly they do own. That's funny. They do own obviously Marvel, right? Lucasfilm, ESPN, ABC. These that they've owned for a while. A&E, which is a company, they hold 50% of that. They also hold 50% equity into History Channel, 50% into equity of the Lifetime Network.
What?
Yeah. Pixar, obviously, that's another huge company. They own. Hollywood Records.
I mean, if you say Pixar, you immediately think Disney, right? Like, there's just no other way.
It's hard not to, yeah.
It's hard not to. Obviously, they own as I mentioned, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Star Wars.
I'm sorry to interrupt again because I love interrupting, but has Pixar ever released a movie independently from Disney?
I honestly don't know. I have to look into that. But everything that they are known because of Disney.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so if they did, and you don't, I mean, we can't name it, then that says how big it was before they got to Disney. So.
I mean, that's why, like, you say Pixar and you just think Disney.
True. But, I mean, there was a time, like, you can say, like right now, you can say Fox, right? They own Fox. Just a little year ago, now you would say Fox, and no, well, that's a different company.
Wait, they own stake of Fox, right? Or they downright own Fox?
They started off owning a portion of Fox, a large portion of it, which was going to include some of the movies, some of the IP for movies and TV. And before you know it, the deal came through, and now basically they own Fox.
Fox equals Disney.
Correct.
Fuck.
And they own FX, which is a network of one of my favorite networks when I still had TV, which is obviously also a Fox channel. As you can see, they're just acquiring stuff, and it's happening, and no one's saying nothing. You know what I mean? And now you have the future coming, where you have the Disney Plus, right? And we all know Disney Plus is going to include the entire library of Disney films. Obviously, they're bolstering it with new content, which will have The Mandalorian and a bunch of other new stuff that are going to be coming with it as well. By the way, they own Hulu.
They do own Hulu.
They own Hulu. So they're bundling that with Hulu. So now they are going to own such a huge portion of just that market. It's at some point, when does it stop? When do we say, you know what? No, we shouldn't support this anymore. I mean, again, look what they did with Sony. At that point, it's unnecessary for them to push strong arming
Yeah.
Sony to try to acquire 50% of the revenue. And so
Yeah.
this is really why I brought this topic, because I was curious, and I'm going to share this picture, and I sent it to you guys. I don't know if you've seen it, but
The sheer magnitude of properties that Disney owns.
yes, and I love how the picture has it in the image
Disney
of,
Death Star.
yeah,
Mickey Death Star.
Mickey Death Star, yeah.
yeah.
So, and again, like I said, it's happening. Touchstone Pictures, which is a Marvel, which is
Oh,
a
yeah.
movie company as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pause right here just to. Sir, did we lose you?
No. I'm here.
Oh, okay. So we drop back in. Sorry, you were. Yeah, I saw the chat going. I'm like, is there something happening?
Oh,
So-
there was a fan the fan noise suddenly, and I thought it was him, but evidently it's not him.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was
Yeah.
just making a point.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Not my fault this time.
You interrupted again. The
I didn't even talk.
exactly, and somehow you still managed to
I
interrupt.
still interrupted. God, I'm good.
Oh, you're horrible.
Sorry. I didn't know what was going on. So we'll just jump back. I'm trying to remember what I was saying, but
Oh shit! This time we can't go back.
we can't go back. So we'll
Yeah.
just
But just
pick it
go
up.
with anyway.
Anyways,
Anyway.
Disney is owning everything, and nobody's saying anything about it. So
So
what should we say about it?
So I'm going to ask you guys: would you partake in possibly saying no to Disney Plus? What it was is the information that I'm giving you, and actually I'm going to throw this out to the listeners as well. Is the information that I'm bringing up here? Does it concern you? Would this actually give you pause when Disney Plus comes out and you realize, yeah, I don't know if I want to partake in this?
Yeah, it's easy for me to say no because again, my relationship with TV is not that that strong. But I do see what you're saying. It is definitely a concerning matter. The fact that they keep gaining this TV monopoly, almost right. Becoming they keep getting a hold of these properties, and the problem is that it almost feels like whenever they acquire a property, that property. I mean, credit where credit's due. They do good. They do a good job, but at the expense of that company's identity, almost. You know, and when you say, well, they own ABC, of course. I say, for example, well, it kind of shows, that ABC has always been the the type of network that you could tell they have that Disney
Family feel?
quality fun. Yeah, I don't know about Fox, and that's why I was kind of surprised when you said. I thought the whole idea with Fox was the interest on the
Marvel?
superhero.
Marvel?
Yeah, Marvel,
Holy
exactly.
shit! This picture.
Yeah. So he's
And-
looking over the picture now.
I certainly was not happy to hear that they acquire, Star Wars, even given the or Lucasfilm, even with the fact that yes, they kind of rebooted and they jump started the Star Wars
Yeah. New,
yeah,
the new path they're in. Yeah.
the new the new mill almost
Wait.
to a sickening level because they gave us way too much to the point where and I think it shows the failure that was the Solo movie was basically a cry out to say, hey, enough is enough. You don't have to
They
be so
own
exclusive.
GoPro.
They own GoPro, yeah.
What the fuck?
It just becomes annoying, to be so dependent on this one company. I lost my train of thought when
When he started yelling. Yeah.
I started yelling. Yeah. But yeah, I'm well. I was talking about Star Wars. When we started seeing, so many, so many movies coming out.
The plans, yeah.
Yeah, and also, and now you're seeing the way they are pretty much exploding their own catalog with the re-releases of pretty much anything that Disney has done before in animation. They
The
are
remakes.
bringing,
Yeah.
they're bringing as remake, and which is kind of like it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just a way of churning out something else. They know that the masses are gonna love,
Yeah.
and
I'm sorry, but what the hell is this?
are you still just going over the map?
Holy shit!
It's definitely eye opening when you look at the amount that they have. You throw in, let's say here's the truth. When you look at, they're into everything, right? If you look at it, they have everything from movies, TV, music,
Health clubs.
Gaming.
health clubs, gaming, regular publishing, consumer
Everything.
goods, theaters, finance. You know what I mean? Throw into that, let's say they buy a piece of CNN, right? Suddenly they
That's
have
gonna
the
be
media
news.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, man. At some point, I feel like I feel as that there's a time you have to take a stance, right? I don't. I generally speak with my wallet when it comes to certain stuff, and Dream Twister can definitely attest to that. To an infuriating thing with him because because he's just like, dude, how can you? And I'm
You're
like,
punishing an entire company for the sins of one developer or something like that.
yeah, some
And
of
he'd be
those
like,
lines.
it's-
Yep. And that's the
Would it be
choice
the
I
other way
made.
around? You're punishing a developer over the sense of a company?
No, it's he. That's what he just said.
Back and forth. It could be either or.
You're punishing.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'm just okay. Wow, this is
He's having trouble.
this is so much worse than than it actually makes my viewpoints even stronger. I've spoken to people that concerning this Sony Disney deal with over Spider-Man, like, oh, the mouse will get what he wants or this and that, and honestly, why? Like, the more I read, the more I learn about it, the more I applaud Sony for saying no to these bastards.
yeah, exactly.
Okay,
exactly, yeah.
I mean, you look at everything, which is absolutely ludicrous. All the shit that Disney owns, and then you look at the stats that you spoke about from Sony a couple of weeks ago. How everything that they own is actually trending down, and the only two things that are trending up is gaming, because God bless the PS4, and movies, which gaming being number one, movies being number two. Why would you give up such a hot property as Spider-Man up? Why would you split that 50-50, considering that not only you're funding all the movies, yeah, sure, you can say whatever you want about Marvel making Spider-Man quote unquote better, which sure, this is my favorite Spider-Man now, but look at what they did with Sam Raimi and Tobey Maguire back in the original trilogy. That's one of the reasons that we have the MCU we have now. Sure, the Amazing Spider-Man movies didn't even get the full trilogy because honestly they were kind of garbage. But the Sam Raimi trilogy says a lot about what Sony can do with that property. Not counting the third one.
Not counting the third one.
Yeah. The first one and two. Yeah.
Yeah, they were campy, but they were good. They were so enjoyable. You know,
I did enjoy them. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm as much, and I'm gonna be honest because I've always been open about it. I absolutely hate Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. But
you're not the only one.
overall, I did enjoy the first two movies. You know, Spider-Man, the suit and his powers, the way they spun that was very good. It made it so enjoyable. So why are we holding back? Like, oh, what is Sony gonna do with Spider-Man now? Like, are you serious? Do you think they don't have the potential to make a great Spider-Man franchise?
I don't think there's a trust because of how better these movies were, and because of the entire MCU, universe. I mean, keep in mind, who gave two shits about Iron Man before Disney or
That's
before Marvel started doing
Yeah,
it?
don't
What
say
they did,
Disney
and then they
yet.
continue. Yeah, don't say Disney because I wasn't Disney, but
That was Marvel.
when they started with that, I think if anything, Disney saw the opportunity to be like, oh, you know what? Maybe we can inject a little bit more money here and just straight out acquire them, and then they continue it. For probably worse than better because again, Winter Soldier is still one of if not the best
MCU
movie
movies.
MCU
That's
movies definitely, and it was very undisneyfied. And I feel like everything after the Disneyfication of the MCU universe, you can tell the difference. You can tell, yes, they have been good movies. No denying. So most of them, but they've also been tailored towards, hey, let's make sure this doesn't exceed
it's all
PG.
yeah, it's all very family friendly.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's one of the reasons why Infinity War is one of my favorite movies.
Because he got a PG-13 rating.
Well, because he wasn't afraid to literally kill off like half of the heroes and shit. Like, yeah. Like we all knew they weren't gonna come back, even though it was shocking as hell. And if you take it on the moment, it was very sad. But you knew they weren't gonna come back. Cause like seriously, you're gonna kill off Spider-Man and not bring him back? Hello.
Yeah.
Not to mention like Black Panther and Doctor Strange already had confirmed sequels. Duh.
Yeah. So dumb. Yeah.
Yeah. But it was still a move that you don't see very often in Disney movies.
Mm-mm. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So, in closing,
Mhm.
again, the point that I'm trying to bring, the reason I made this, or I brought this to you guys.
I feel like Mad Dog is frustrated because he wants to make a point, but we keep trying
No,
to make
no,
it
no. No, hey,
simplify
no.
it to Spider-Man and the MCU.
Well, I mean, because that's one of the
I'm just
reasons why we
saying,
brought this
There's
up, right?
Right?
people.
Yeah, exactly. It's all part of it.
It's
not what
the
I brought
stand
up.
that Sony took
He's like,
against
he's like,
Disney.
he's like, the point that I'm trying to make, you uncultured amoeba.
No, not at all. I'm just trying to shine a light on something. I just want to make sure people know about it. And when Disney Plus comes out, I know how an amazing package that is. But keep in mind where your money's going. And obviously, we're just feeding the beast at that point. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say, like, would you say that we're just funding the tyrant?
Yeah.
Mhm. I would.
I mean, as if they were short on funds at this point.
No, not. Just look at the cassette. If you look at the one ear, if you look at the Death Star, the Disney Death Star, right? You have all that in the middle, and you have one ear which is just Marvel. And then take a good look at the Fox side. Fox side is significant. There's a large portion of it. Sky is a TV like network that's in Europe. Huge. Is everybody speak? I don't know if you've heard of any European podcast or something like that, but they speak it all the time. Oh yeah. It's like their, I don't know, their cable network. You know what I mean? It's
They're Comcast.
They're Comcast.
Sky UK, Sky Ireland, Sky
Exactly.
Dutchland, Sky Italia, Amstrad, and the Cloud, whatever the hell that is. But it's all part of Sky.
Correct. That's all, and that's all part of Fox. So Fox was a huge company to begin with. So
Right.
It's amazing to see it, and it's also scary at the same time. It's like, man, this is at some point, too big is going to be too big. So when you look at the aspects of that person who's whistleblowing, it's like, is this the first chip that's going to go against the block that is this kingdom,
Yeah, this fortress,
that
yeah.
Disney's building here, and it's interesting. And I honestly, I don't know. I'm torn. I'm torn because, man, I want to see the Mandalorian. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm like, I have to. I feel like I need to draw the line somewhere, and I think it's going to be there. I was never going to let go of Netflix anyway. Personally, when it comes to this, there's a lot of things on Netflix that I enjoy, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to see. I feel like I don't. I feel like I fear for Netflix's future and for other services as well, where it's like, man, here these guys come and they're just gonna knock more people out the park. You know what I mean? They get big enough, and suddenly Netflix is an acquired company from.
Right.
You're
Suddenly
gonna-
Netflix is now Disney.
As ridiculous as that sounds,
I
when
mean,
you
it's
look-
a possibility.
yeah, exactly. You look at that Death Star, you're like, oh, maybe it's not impossible. You know, so
I really hope they don't, because I am not. I mean, saying I'm not a fan of Monopoly is an understatement. I am not for it, like, at all. I am a firm believer that competition is healthy. It's the best. It's always in the best interest for the consumer, for us.
hmm
Yeah.
agreed, absolutely.
So I'm actually very happy that Sony, regardless of what they face in the future now with their franchise, I'm happy they took a stand. They just like, nope.
Yeah, but I also back them up. Like I'll see the next.
Oh
Spider-
hell yeah.
It's like, you know what? Or the next project they have. Maybe it'll be good, maybe it won't. But you know, I got to back up the play. You know, because I
Oh,
feel that was a good play.
Hell, if they stick to their animation, with Into the Spider-Verse movies,
Mhm.
that would be perfect for me.
I agree. Man, that shit was good.
Oh my god, yeah. I've actually told so many people about it, and everybody just falls in love with it. Like, so far, everybody that I told to go watch Into the Spider-Verse have loved the movie. Even people that were like on the fence about it, like, oh, because it's animation and this. No. You gotta watch this fucking movie.
Absolutely, so good. Any final thoughts, guys?
Fuck Disney.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
Went a little radical here, but that's fine. I can appreciate that. Well, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. And as always, please like, subscribe, share the podcast with everyone. And also, please go to Good Game Bracketed GG on Facebook.
Wow, it feels so weird not hearing
It
the
does
good game.
feel weird. Trust me. Don't worry, we'll get that fixed. Also, shout out to our friends over at Nivel Escondido. Awesome podcast they have over there. I have been enjoying it. I fell off for a little bit. I finally came back, and I've gone like 3 or 4 in a row. And awesome stuff that they have going on. If you like that, if you speak Spanish or if you don't and you're interested in learning, by all
You
means,
wanna learn.
this is a crash course.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not sure it's the best T-shirt for Spanish, but sure,
That's
if you want to practice it, for sure is good.
guarantee you'll be coming out of there sounding very Boricua. So, so this is Mad Dog signing off for this week. Mr. David Santos. What?
It says right here that Disney owns the NFL.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What?
Yeah, that's what it says.
Where?
Right here, check it. It's on the bathroom of the Death Star. If you look a little bit below to the left, it says the NFL. There you go. I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Where?
He's looking all over the damn Death Star now.
I hate you.
If there's one organization that will go down fighting, will be the freaking NFL.
Yeah.
If there is one organization that is more evil than Disney, is the fucking
It's
NFL.
the fucking NFL. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of that you can be sure.
Yes.
Man. Mr.
No, close us off.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, Mr. Chaos Reaper, take us home.
Guys, this was a very interesting topic. I Jesus
One may
Christ.
say
fucking
eye-opening, wouldn't it?
Huh?
One may say eye-opening.
Yeah.
I mean, that picture is truly it's almost overwhelming to see how much they own. But guys, thank you very much for tuning in. I appreciate it. I love being part of the GG family, and please do get that GoGame.tech fixed.
As
We're working
a, as
on
a
it.
fellow admin, he's like, get that shit fixed.
Get it fixed. God damn it.
All right, guys, we'll see you next week.
GG!